What up, guys? So with this video I wanted to make real quick, it's about moving or staying long term in a different country with your pet. Now, if you've read anything that I've written before in the past, or if you've watched any of the videos, you know that I've spoken very highly of Albania, of the opportunity that it is to either do the digital nomad visa in Albania or just go, because on a US passport you can go and stay for up to a year without having to do anything. And so I have talked very strongly in favor of it. And in fact, I recently moved from Argentina to Albania with my dog. And we've been here a little more than a month. I moved into the particular apartment that I'm in right now a little more than 2 weeks ago. And I know I've only been here for a couple weeks, but I have enough information to tell you guys, if you have a pet and if you are considering international move, do not move to Albania. Don't do it. It has been the worst experience I've ever had with my pet anywhere in the world. She has lived in three continents. She's spent ample time in, besides the United States, Peru, Argentina. She spent a couple weeks in Italy and here. But by far the worst. And it's not even close. And I'll explain a little bit. But so a large majority, or I don't know if I can't say majority because I don't know percentages, but people don't like dogs in Albania. They don't. The first thing I noticed is when I'm walking, people would theatrically, with flair, jump out of the way, jump to the other side of the sidewalk, clutch pearls, freeze, make it impossible to walk past. Some people wouldn't continue walking on the sidewalk until the dog and I were off the sidewalk. If we were in a hallway, people would, freeze against the side of the hallway and kind of inch, past. And so that was whatever. But here's the thing. I'm not asking anybody to like my dog. If you don't, that's on you. That's, kind of the way I'm looking at it. She's super friendly. She likes everybody. Because she has 3 legs, and I had to I adopted her the day after they removed her leg, and so I had to really care for her and carry her around as she relearned how to walk. And so because of that, she has just this attachment with people. She loves people. But if people don't want to have anything to do with her, that's fine. You don't have to. I move into this apartment, and I don't know if it's another dog. I don't know if it's a person. Somebody, something starts urinating in the apartment building elevator. And naturally, everybody just starts blaming me. They start blaming me and they start blaming my dog. I was they would corner me. I would just be walking, around a corner, around a hallway. They would corner me and start accosting me of doing these things, and of my dog. She's the one. She's the problem. She's the one urinating. And then when I say no, it's not my dog, then call me just a straight liar to my face. And this was all surprising because you've probably heard of the hospitality in Albania being through the roof, which up until this point it had been. But people just turned vile and mean and nasty. And the way they're accusing me, it's first of all, if you look inside the elevator at how it was peed, it has to be a male. It's either a male dog or a person. This cannot be done by a dog. A 3-legged female, by a female dog. Not physically possible. But, we're not dealing with common sense. And so, day after day, somebody else is getting in my face. And then one old lady's I'm going to call the police. We're calling the cops on you. And we're going this is despicable. We're calling the police. We have camera footage, which I know is BS. You don't have camera footage. If you had camera footage, we wouldn't be having this conversation because you would know it wasn't me. Yes, people don't like dogs here, which means I know for a fact that my dog is probably in the top 3% of best trained dogs in the country, and we travel a lot. It's not It's not possible to travel with a dog that isn't at very least housebroken. Not possible. And besides, let's say even if she did have an accident, I, having respect for myself and people around me, would clean it up. You know? Like, that wouldn't even be, like, I wouldn't even, like, not cleaning it up would have never popped into my head. Never. So, but no one believes me, calling me a liar, doing all this stuff. And it's, like, turns into a nightmare. I can't walk, like, outside the hall without people. So just feel like a total outsider. And then I start asking around in kind of expat forums for Albania. Like, what am I supposed to do? This isn't a large forum. You know, there's not a lot of expats in Albania, but there's some. And so many people came out and said the exact same thing happened to me. I moved into an apartment with my dog, and we were constantly harassed for various means until we just said, we're moving. Constantly. And multiple people also told me, you have to be very careful now. Be careful. Look out for food that might be left out by your door, around the apartment building, because people might try to off your dog. That's how little people care about animals here. It's like, that's not gonna, like, I'm not asking people to like my dog. I'm not asking people to like me. I'm just asking, respect me and respect, you know, the animal that's with me. Respect them because you don't, you know, it's like, even if you look at them as an object, respect the object because it's mine. But no, like, the worst experience with pet anywhere. Like, I moved in, I was anticipating spending at least a year, you know, just to feel it out. No. As soon as I have, there's some stuff I got to deal with, and I got to update her paperwork now and stuff, which is going to take a couple months here. As soon as that's done, I'm out. Albania, you blew it. You sucked it. I can't. I will not deal with harassment. I will not deal with ignorant harassment, especially when you know, shown facts about this is a situation. She's never around anybody here. She's never in an elevator with anybody. Like, we don't even take the elevator anymore, just so we can't be accused of it. I mean, it'd be on the 5th floor in the United States, but the ground floor is 0 in Europe. So technically the 4th floor, but we walk, I carry her up 5 flights of stairs, up and down, because, I mean, she's 10 years old, she's got one leg, her hip cannot handle 5 flights of stairs. So I, multiple times a day, carry her up and down, just so I don't have to deal with the elevator, so I don't have to deal with the people that are just ignorant and harassing and just like, so I'm sorry. If you are looking at a place to move with your dog, cross Albania off the list. Don't even consider it. Move on to the next option, because it is a terrible disaster. And at this point, I'm really frustrated with this whole situation, but at this point, I just can't wait to leave, because I don't feel comfortable leaving her by herself in the apartment, which is a terrible thing. So take it from me, take it from my experience. If you have a pet, don't come here. Until next time, we'll talk about some other videos. I'll be getting back into all the video stuff, but thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.